Hey, what's up, everybody? Bumping the mic. What's going on? Welcome back to the DaveCast. This is episode 101, and I've already got to 100 episodes. Took me long enough, right? I used to do 2 a week, and if I would have stayed on that pace, I'd probably be like 200 by now. But sometimes I feel like I run out of shit to talk about. Like, I'm not doing much in life right now. I'm just fucking down and out with the neck injury stuff and mental fucking illness. It's made me just crazy. And I'm trying to get all that shit under control. I feel like once I get the pain under control, it'll make a lot more sense. It'll make more sense. It won't make more sense. I'll just not be in pain and I'll be able to deal with the other bullshit a little better. You know what I mean? Like when I've talked about it on 100. When you're in fucking pain, man, it really cripples mentally, obviously physically, and a lot of that, they all play together, right? So if you can go out for runs all the time and that's your fucking way of getting out and meditating and just exploring, not necessarily exploring, but getting out of your head, it's your way of meditation, just going out for a run. Well, so you blow your knee out and you can't go for those runs anymore. You got to figure out something else. And my whole life's been really physical. Even if people working, even if working is your physical thing, I'm so used to working for the last 30 years and all of a sudden, bam, something's got you sidelined, Even when it's not something physical, like COVID-19, people's jobs, when people lost their jobs, businesses went out of business, businesses went out of business. Is that a thing? And it just really fucks with you mentally. So I understand if you guys are out there struggling mentally right now. I know suicide rates are up. Just depression, anxiety, and stuff is up. You got to burn that anxiety out some way physically or whatever. Went to the gym last night, hung out with Vic and them. And there's a bunch of people that show up there to do the boxing stuff. And not so many to do grappling with me, but I'm trying to put it out there that, hey guys, that's why I'm here. I'm your fucking wrestling, grappling fucking guy. And hopefully more people want to do it with me eventually. But I am doing a video. I'm probably going to put it up on YouTube maybe, or just I'll put it up on Facebook, but it'll be hosted on YouTube for sure. What I want to talk about today is the Capitol building stuff, which I haven't had a chance to talk about. And I know it's already we're past that a little bit. But obviously most of you know that what they think is Trump incited the violent protests that happened at the Capitol building when, Congress was trying to finalize the vote and say that Joe Biden won and he was the president. So Donald Trump had this little speech thing that he gave down the street from the Capitol building. And obviously hundreds of thousands of people met up to protest it, or they met there for this Trump rally kind of deal. And obviously it was orchestrated from, Facebook groups probably got together, social, I don't know, however those people get together and meet up, hey, we're all going to meet here, we're all going to get a coffee, and then we're going to go and Trump, whatever they do. And I just realized wearing black wasn't probably the best because my neck, my face and my shirt blend in together if I have my head down too much. I gotta have my head up. So my neck shows a little bit. My neck hair is growing in a little bit, and so is my cheek hair. I've kind of decided I'm gonna do this hippie thing where I've been shaving my head and trimming my beard up to kind of match it, not let it get too long. But I think I'm going to just let it all grow now for a year and see what it looks like. All my top hair will all be the same length and no fade. Robin's fucking listening to this right now and she's like, no, you're not doing that. But I might. We'll see. Anyway, back on fucking topic. So what's happening now is they want to impeach Trump for what they say is inciting violence, the protests against the Capitol building or on the Capitol building. And myself, I have watched the speech that he gave those people a couple times now. And I myself, when I first watched it, I was like, holy shit, he's kind of telling them to get a little rowdy. You know what I mean? He's kind of he had a lot of energy behind it. You know, let's go down there and da da da. It is like, but in the way, it's like interpretation, right? It's how you interpret it. And me, I'm not a Trumper at all. I think the guy's an idiot. I look at some of his policies and I'm like, that's the thing is like, I try to look at the policies. I try to look at what they do for certain people, but then it's like behind the scenes, like what the fuck's really happening. You know, if you pass a policy or a bill, there's always like this fine writing on it somewhere that helps somebody that probably shouldn't get help. I don't know, man. I don't know. Should I be talking about it? I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. I'll talk about whatever I want. It's my podcast. If you don't like it, start your own podcast. Talk about your own bullshit. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, so now he's being impeached, and it's really all about how people interpret his words. I was trying to write this out in a comment on Facebook on my buddy Mark's. He asked everyone's perspective, and he's starting a podcast, you know, and he was in the military with me. He was a dog handler. He's like from Chicago, but I think he's out of Georgia. He's down in Georgia now, but he's always had cool insight on everything. And since I met the dude, like, he's a good dude. He's one of the better dudes, one of the better people that I met when I was in the military. Always stuck up for himself, never let people push him around, and he's a go-getter, man. He started his own businesses. He's an entrepreneur. He's fucking awesome. He's got a book, everything. That guy's got a book. That's how you know you're freaking... I need to write a book. Just kidding. You don't want to read my book. I don't even read books. I'm going to write a book. Anyway, he asked on Facebook our perspective on what we think of if Trump should be impeached or not and why. And my whole deal was just it's interpretation, right? Like a certain person could listen. I could be a Trumper, right? I could support Trump and be like, yeah, we could protest that. That sounds like let's go down there and just do a protest. If I'm a reasonable, somewhat intelligent person, you know, isn't going to be like, yeah, let's fucking kick the Capitol doors, let's kick the doors in and fucking go in and hogtie people and take pictures in the desk on fucking Pelosi's desk or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like an intelligent person wouldn't necessarily be swayed by that. There's like the whole deal with the female Air Force veteran who got shot and killed by security there as she was trying to enter the Capitol building, or however it went down. I haven't watched the video. I don't want to watch the video of somebody getting shot. I don't really care to watch it. Maybe I should before having an opinion on it, but she got shot and killed, right? And people are saying that even though she was in the military, she was a veteran, but trying to attack our Capitol building is like treasonous. Well, you got to understand that these people that are willing to raid the Capitol building must have some pretty strong political beliefs. They must really think that they're trying to get some sort of change, right? They're trying to they think that they've been done wrong by our government, and it's their right to protest it. Is their right to break the law and go in there? No, but with other protests that have happened and stuff, I've even agreed with it. You can only talk so much. How, you know what I mean? You can only go on Facebook and fucking post so much bullshit on social media. When is someone actually going to stop and look and be like, okay, this is what's happening or whatever? Colin Kaepernick is taking a knee at during the national anthem for police brutality, towards minorities, took forever for it to really take off. And I don't think it still has. That everybody hates that dude for doing what he was doing, and they attacked him when it was his message was to just bring awareness to the fucking police brutality on minorities. How can you sit back and be you know what I mean? Even if you're that, oh, everybody gets treated the same by the police, and it ain't just black people. It's okay, then let's just talk about police brutality then. That's an issue then, right? You're agreeing that police brutality is an issue. I'm sorry you don't think it's towards minorities or whatever, but it's people just, I don't know, they're on our fucking team or what? What is really happening? I get so fucking confused sometimes. Everybody went and attack Colin. He's not patriotic. Da-da-da-da-da. This is the dumbest way. Why is he? Oh, he's fucking protesting on fucking company time or whatever. If you don't fucking like it, just don't look, right? If they didn't want to give him any fucking firepower, they should have just ignored it. But you know what I mean? And people are like, that's stupid, dumb way to protest. I'm like, we're still fucking talking about it today. It still gets brought up to this day. You know, not as much as it used to, but I think it was a hell of a way to protest. I think it got attention, and that's what protests are supposed to do, right? So why would not breaking into the Capitol building, non-violently per se, like they weren't all like armed up and stuff that I could see. You know, it'd be different if they took it over with guns and explosives and try to fucking hold hostages and this and that, you know, which some people say they were going to do because they had zip ties and they were going to zip tie up fucking Congress, the Senate, or whatever it was. I don't know. It's all interpretation, not interpretation, but that's all like, where do I fucking research what's true and what's not? That's the thing now is like, I'm going to sit here and I'm supposed to like do research for my podcast. Where do I go fucking find research at? I have no idea where to find research. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if there's an American who writes some of this shit, man. And I posted some of it yesterday. Like, our social media, anybody in the world can be on social media. I can make an account that says I'm a leftist, I'm a liberal, I support Biden, I support the Democrats. I can make another one that says I'm a Republican and I'm a Trumper and I support all this, and I can fucking throw shit back and forth and just get everybody fired up. And who says that somebody from another country can't do that? And they do. They've been doing it for a long time. Anyway, so my thing with Trump and the impeachment is exactly this. His words are left to interpretation, right? He didn't actually say storm the building, go in the building, fucking any of that stuff. He did, you know, give a pretty exciting speech to like, let's go down there and fucking protest and this and that. But it's like left to interpretation, right? There's a lot of fucking politicians who have said some pretty insightful words that, depending on who listens to it, how it's going to be taken out of context or however you want to interpret it, right? So all these words I'm saying right now, you're going to interpret it however you want to fucking interpret it. It's going to go through your filter and your lens of life that's that life created for you. You could be listening to this and saying, Dave, you're full of shit. You know, that's your opinion, that's your perspective. That's fine. That's how you interpret my words. That's great. Other people are going to listen and be like, damn, Dave makes sense. But here's the thing is like, do I get judged for that? You know what I mean? I'll get judged by you. That's fine. But in society, should I get judged for my words, for the interpretation that you take on my words? Does that make sense? Just because I say something, you know what I mean? I can be sarcastic and say something about, you know, fuck the police, like a rapper would say, and other people are like, yeah, fuck the police, whatever they do. Another person might be like, yeah, fuck the police, get a gun, and go fucking start shooting at them when they drive by. Is that my fault? That they go and shoot at them because I said fuck the police? I don't think so. It ain't my fault that somebody fucking went and got crazy. Is this like this whole thing about blaming rap music for violence? Blaming, you know. But that's the thing with it is like, that's an influencer, right? Like, people know that Donald Trump influences a lot of fucking idiots. Smart people too. But there's a lot of idiots. There's a lot of idiots in this country, no matter what side they're on, right? You got idiots everywhere. And he influences those people. So, like, people are like, maybe he needs to be more sensitive to what he says. But motherfucker can say whatever he wants. I feel like I'm killing my background here with this fucking, all the darkness going on. I don't turn on the overhead light because I'm a little weathered. I don't look as good as I used to. Balding. Permanent bags under my eyes. I should just wear the Batman mask. Batman podcast. Anyway, you guys. So I honestly don't think President Trump should be impeached for the way other people interpreted his words. I don't want to throw out like examples. Like, I don't want to go back. Everybody keeps bringing up the riots from this summer. But there were plenty of Democratic leaders that said some pretty insightful shit. You know what I mean? That didn't really put a stop to the fucking rioting and what was happening. So are those people held accountable for what they said? Not really. Not that I know of. Is any of those fucking people ever held accountable for anything they do? No. Probably not. Now they want to hold somebody else accountable for what they said. Like, I don't know. Trump has said a lot of shit, man. If you're trying to fucking impeach him, like, I feel like he's said plenty of shit his whole fucking term that you probably could fucking try to get him on. All the guy does is argue with fucking other people, and I don't know. Love him or hate him, it's what it is, man. I kind of liked him at first, but then he just got old to me. He got a little old. The fucking arguing and the shit he said to people all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I tell my own children, like, hey, don't give a fuck what other people say, what other people do. Just do you. You know what I mean? He's the president. Shouldn't he fucking, if somebody, obviously they attacked him and whatever, like in the media for like the last 4 fucking years. But, I mean, he just liked the attention, negative attention or whatever. They actually helped him by giving him all that negative attention, just saying his name all the time. It's like, they made him the most fucking famous / infamous president of all time. And now they're just topping off the cake by going through this impeachment bullshit. And I honestly think it's the only reason is so that he can't run again in 2024. Like, you know what I mean? Like, taking away his salary and shit, it doesn't matter with the money and stuff. Having Secret Service for the rest of his life. He could probably hire fucking security guards. He probably already does. I don't know. I really do think their narrative is to get it so he can't run in 2024. Fuck. I didn't leave out. But I was going to say also that when Trump gave that speech, if you hated Donald Trump and you're anti-fucking Trump to the fullest, you're going to interpret his words how it fits your narrative as well, right? I just want to throw that in there. So if I hate Donald Trump and I'm like, man, he's telling him to go fucking burn down the Capitol building. Listen to him. He ain't saying it, but he's fucking saying it. You're like, oh shit, he said it without really saying it, but yeah, It's like, I don't know. Judging somebody on other people's interpretation of their words. None of you listen to my fucking words and go burn down anything or get crazy, all right? You hear me? None of the shit I say. I ain't smart. I ain't intelligent. I just like to talk. Don't burn down shit, Anyway, speaking of burning down, bro, they're burning down Wall Street. So I don't know if you guys heard that. I think it was on Reddit. They say it's on Reddit or whatever. So it's like an internet forum. All these gamers get together. And they said, I'm going to mess this up. But anyway, there was a few different smaller stocks that they used. But GameStop stock was, I think they said it was like selling at like $18 a stock or something when it first started. But so these really kind of like stock savvy gamer guys got on Reddit and were like, hey guys, this is how the system works. And they realized that hedge funds or whatever they are, they borrow fucking stocks and then they wait for them to go down and then they sell them back and then they give them back to whoever they borrowed them from at a profit. If that makes any sense. I ain't even trying to explain it. Because I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking moron. But how I interpret it all is, and I'm just throwing this out there. So these guys got on there and said, hey, these guys, or these hedge fund guys, they borrow the money, and then if it goes up, they got to pay it back no matter what. So these guys went on and they all just started buying up GameStop stock. Even if one guy bought one stock for $18, but people were spending $100 here and there, $500 here and there, and the stock started to go up because they're buying into it, and so it's going up. And now these hedge fund guys, they gotta fucking they're trying to buy it back before it goes up too much, so they don't owe as much. So that makes it go up even more. So now you have these stockholders, not stockholders, but the stockholders are the ones making money. These hedge fund guys are out billions of dollars, and they gotta pay it back. And the funny fucking thing is they shut down the trading on that stock. Like GameStop, you can't buy or sell anymore. And it's like, when the little guy starts making money and the big guy is going to lose a bunch of money, they put a fucking stop to it. I hope all those fucking people get paid somehow, somewhere. And then they had like this guy on the news was complaining that the wealthy are being attacked. The wealthy being attacked. Billionaires are being attacked. I got 14 fucking dollars in my checking account. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking feel sorry for anybody. Anybody, you know what I mean? And they don't do anything to make that money. They borrow it to start with. It ain't even their money. They borrow it to start with, and then they just buy and trade and sell, and then they just make the profit off of it. Is there fucking people that have got to be smart and know when and what to buy into, I guess? Maybe. Don't feel bad for them at all, though. I hope fucking these people that outsmarted them get their money. But a lot of them aren't, I heard. My brother, Richie, said he bought into some of it. Was up $2,000 and now it's all frozen and he can't touch it or nothing. So, fuck, I wish I would have heard about it. I don't have the money to buy into it anyway. The only thing I got is Bitcoin. I bought $25 worth of Bitcoin it wasn't last year. I think it was the year before that. So it would have been 2018? 2019. Fuck. April Fools, 2019, Bitcoin, something came out saying that Bitcoin was going to fucking disappear and that it was no longer going to be a cryptocurrency, and it was all an April Fool's joke, but I guess it was a big deal. It went trending. So all these people got rid of it and it dropped tremendously, and I swooped in and bought $25 worth of Bitcoin. Well, it's worth $220 now I have. So my $25 is now worth $225, let's say. Crazy, right? What is that? 500% increase? Wish I'd bought more, man. I didn't have any more though. I had the $25 in my Cash App account. And I was like, I'll just take, instead of cashing it out and putting it in my bank account, I was like, I'll just buy a Bitcoin. $25 worth of Bitcoin. Made a little money. Wish I knew more about it. Wish I had money to put into it. But I don't. So, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover today, you guys. We got a new foster dog, and we're calling him Malone. Like Post Malone, but just Malone. He's like a German Shepherd mix. Decent sized dog. Probably 50, 60 pounds. And we get him, and he is in terrible condition. I guess he got wrapped. They had him outside on a chain. He got wrapped up in the chain. And I don't know if you know what chain, like metal does when it gets really cold. He got like wicked frostbite all over his body from being wrapped in this chain. While being wrapped in the chain, they think that he was either attacked by other dogs or somebody mistreated him or hit him with something or kicked him. When we first got him, sweet dog. He was super nice. But had his abdomen, like you couldn't touch him anywhere near his abdomen. He started to like bleed from his abdomen, and we were really concerned, and we got him into the vet, and he's been there for almost a week. I think he's been in the vet for over a week now, and we might get him back today. I hope we do. I miss him. He's kind of a cool dog, and I just feel bad for him, and I just want to give him the love that he deserves. Get him in here, but he has some crazy abscess in his abdomen in trauma. They had to drain an abscess. They had 3 different drains running out of him. And if he didn't get into a vet, he probably would have died. So, but that's why we do this foster thing, man. We love these animals. They didn't ask to be treated like that. They'd probably rather run wild than be tied up in the backyard somewhere. And not that I think dogs should be running wild in the streets, but it's sad that somebody would take in a dog or a puppy and then abandon it. I think a lot of times what happens is a lot of these are puppies from abandoned puppies, It's like people get a dog and they let it go, and then it goes and gets pregnant. And then it has puppies, and then those puppies are fucking crazy. I don't know, not crazy, but they're all over the place, and then dog catchers catch them, or whoever catches them, animal services do, and the ones that aren't too aggressive, we try to fix them and make them ready for forever lovable homes. Anyway, I'm rambling on about that and probably not making much sense. But we love what we do with fostering. It can be a handful at times, for real. Cleaning up dog shit and getting your stuff pissed on and chewed up. It's all part of it, though. So, gonna do some ice fishing with Mike. Me and Mike are trying to start do some YouTube videos on how-tos and and fishing and stuff, and try to get into that a little bit, just content creating. There's a market for it, and we're into it. Obviously, I'm into it. I've been doing a podcast for a couple of years now, so I'm just going to try to get as many of these out as I can. When something comes to my mind, I might just sit down and record it. Not necessarily publish it that day, but kind of put them together. There's a lot of podcasters I've heard talk about, they'll record a couple of them in a row, put them in their pocket, save them on their computer, and put them out whenever they don't have time to get one out, or just sit down and do it, or they realize, like, man, I haven't had time to do one in a week, but I got this one in my back pocket. Put it out, So we'll see. I got to keep up with current events, things like that I can talk about. Like I said, man, these are just opinions from an interesting moron. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. You guys can hit me up, davespodcast1@gmail.com. I'm Dave's Podcast on Facebook. And Funny Welder on everything else. No longer gaming, no longer streaming. I got some feedback about that where people are like, no, man, keep it going. And I'm going to put some energy into some other things right now. Energy into me. Some energy into this podcast, obviously. But things will come, man. If I eventually get better internet, maybe I'll start streaming some video games again. But right now, nah, I'm over it. All right, you guys. Love you. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Later.